Hello, I'm James. Today I'm going to be talking about making your web content more accessible. In the excitement of creating and sharing content, we don't always think about how accessible that content is, especially for those of our audience who perceive the web a little differently, such as through a disability. Many people with visual impairments use screen readers to make sense of a very visual online world. Today I'll be talking about images and how you can make your images accessible. Here's a view of my blog. As you can see, it has a lot of visual elements on the screen. But what if I were to turn these images off? Now we can see just the text outputs of the page, and what would be scanned by the screen reader. Here we can see all our images have been replaced by this text here. Screen reader will describe it as
graphic pouring hot water into the jar on top of the sugar.
So where does this text come from? This text is the alternative text or alt text attribute of your image. In pure HTML, it looks a bit like this. In many HTML visual editors, it will come up in an options dialog to enter the text here. So what should we write in this alt text field? Should it be the file name? Should it be the name of the image? I mean, these both describe the image in a way, but the best thing to write in this field is actually a description of what is in the image and some context around how it relates to the rest of the page. Now don't go writing an essay on every detail of the image. You only need to describe the image in its context. For example, this image here is a picture of a jar of kombucha. But for the alt text, I'll describe it as kombucha SCOBY added to the sweet tea in a jar. I've given everyone who cannot see this image an idea of what it is, but also an idea of what it means. So what about images which have no meaning? Images purely for decoration. In these cases, you'll leave the alt text attribute blank, and the screen reader will just ignore it. So to sum up, always give alt text to your image, unless your image is decorative. Be concise with your descriptive text, and add a little bit of context. And remember, keep your media inclusive.